Duffield with MattDuffieldTrading.com, and tonight I want to do a penny stock recap on symbol CASI. And before I get started, I do want to remind you this video is for educational purposes only. I'm not a registered investment advisor, so you do need to make your own trading decisions. Okay, so CASI was the hottest penny stock of the day. It was definitely the biggest percent gainer that I saw anyway. And it opened up on news that they got orphan drug status for one of their drugs. And the news came out at 7 a.m. and yesterday's close was $1.02, and today the stock opened at $1.14. So this thing was only up 10% at the opening bell. And I remember thinking at that time, man, 10% is just not enough for that kind of news. Seems like other bio stocks are jumping like 30% on that kind of news. And this is a low floater, has a small market cap. But I did miss it. I missed the open, and it quickly jumped up to the $1.20 range, and then I felt like I was chasing it a bit. Obviously, $1.20 would have been an excellent buy. And the stock popped up to $1.40, consolidated a bit, and then had this super spike from $1.30 base all the way up to $1.60, and that happened within like 2 or 3 minutes, and I missed that one as well. It just wasn't on my game this morning, and I'm definitely scared to chase these low floaters. I did make a small trade in here right when this thing was peaking. I got in at $1.72. And when price was unable to break out here at $1.82, I mean, it broke the previous high, but when it was unable to convincingly move higher, I sold and I got executed at $1.74. I mean, this was basically a wash, like a 1% gain. And then from there, you can see that was a good choice to get out because price did sell off pretty hard. And it was pretty much range bound between $1.40 and $1.50 all day. And that's not a surprise. If you go out to the daily chart and go back, say 10 months, this $1.40 range has been pretty strong resistance. $1.40, $1.50 all through here. Let's see, from March through June. So that's a good 3 or 4 months of resistance. And then above that, you've got resistance at $1.62, or, let's just say the $1.60 range. If you come out to a weekly chart, there's not much resistance if this thing can get above $2. I mean, that's very speculative here. I'm not looking for a move like that, even though it's possible. But I will show you what I'm looking at. Let's look at the intraday chart again. Because I did buy into this in the late day rally. I didn't get the best price. I got it right here at $1.47. It looked like this was breaking out. I should have played it a little bit smarter and waited for a break over the earlier highs, say $1.52. That pretty much held prices down here, 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 and then again 20 minutes before the closing bell. So 4 times $1.52 held. But it did show strength, and even though it sold off in the final 10-15 minutes of trading, that's normal. I wasn't too worried about that. But the reason I decided to hold this overnight, I don't really like to hold these kinds of plays overnight, but it's a fairly small position, and I like this intraday chart. And the reason why is a lot of these bio penny stocks lately are releasing news. They're having these 20, 40, 60% gains in the morning, and then they fade all day long. But the difference here is this one faded, but it still held up. It held on to about 50% of those gains. From $1 to $1.80, it held on to about 40 cents of those gains. Most of the other stocks that I see fading after news would have came down here and closed around $1.25, $1.30, and on the daily chart, that would have created an inverted hammer candlestick. And as you can see, that's not really the case here. It's not the best looking candlestick, but I felt comfortable holding. That's only one reason. One other thing I noticed here, if you go out to, let's go ahead and go the full 12 months. And I'll try to draw a few lines here. It might be hard to see this. So if you look at this candlestick here, this was a huge up move. And then look, the following day, it's still continued higher. Here's another one. Even though price, let's see, price closed at $1.60 and it opened the next day at $1.69. So it opened 9 cents higher. Same thing here. Price closed at $1.44 and next day opened at $1.50, 6-cent gain. Again, this candlestick here. Huge up move. Stock closed at $1.92 and it hit a high the next day of $2.13. So that's one of the better ones that we've seen. Now, notice on each of these days, well, except for this one, price is moving higher the next day, but it does end up closing lower. That happened here, 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 and then this is my final example right here. Closed at $1.09. The next day it moved as high as $1.14, but it closed lower as well. So to summarize what I'm saying here, on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different occasions over the past year when there was a huge spike, and these are spikes of, it looks like 20-30%. That's just a rough guess on most of these. The next day, the stock does pop. And so that's what I'm hoping for tomorrow morning. Since price held on to its gains fairly well, it held above this $1.40 support level. All day long, it built support at $1.40. So what I'm thinking is this opens tomorrow. I don't know where. It could open at $1.38. It could open at $1.50. Who knows? Maybe somewhere in this range. But I think it's going to pop in the early morning. And I'm looking for it to hit $1.60, which is kind of a resistance level here from today. And then I think it'll fade off again back into the $1.40s, maybe even in the $1.30s. So the way I'm looking at this is price closed at $1.43. I have maybe 3, 5, 6 cents of downside tomorrow, unless there's a nasty gap lower, and a potential 17 cents of upside. So that's about a 3, it depends on how you look at it, 3-to-1, 4-to-1 risk to reward ratio, which I will take that. That's what you got to go for. And you even have the outside chance that this thing opens tomorrow, maybe $1.50, and then does like another one of these super spikes in the morning for another 20, 30, 40 cent gain, and it hits $2 after the gap. So that's why I held on. Most of these bio penny stocks are fading after the first, honestly, after the first hour or two of trading. That's what we've been seeing lately. They just die off, and then the next couple days they continue to just chop around and die off, and maybe they spike a couple days later. But I think this one has a chance. I held overnight to give it that chance, and I will look to be getting out of this thing first thing in the morning. Basically taking a stop loss 5 cents below today's close, or taking profit around $1.60. But if it's weak and doesn't seem like it's going to hit $1.60, I'll get out before that. But that's what I see, guys. Best of luck, and I will be tweeting tomorrow and on StockTwits tomorrow, kind of updating what I do here.